Hey, what is up, Lions Nation, and happy Halloween to you all out there. Probably a lot of you out there trick or treating with your kiddos. Yeah, but anyway, happy Halloween. Welcome to We Are Lions Nation podcast, Gridiron Chat. I am the soul man who forgot candy tonight. That over there is the one and only.
Statman.
And right down there on my screen on the bottom is Motor City Ryan. What's up, fellas? Happy Halloween to you both on this amazing Friday night. We got a lot to talk about tonight, boys.
Yeah, we're gonna have a spooktacular night. I'll tell you what.
Yep, there's some horrific things.
Afoot. Steven Erickson says, sup?
How's it going, Pops?
No,
Tomorrow will be a special We Are Lions Nation podcast pregame show because it will be the one and only Statman's birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, big 3-8.
Hey, BD Buster is in the house. Says, what's up? What's up, BD? Welcome in.
How's it going, BD? Welcome back.
Starting out tonight, we have our subscribers. We are up to 305. Currently on that pursuit to 500. So thank you so much to the new subscribers coming into tonight's episode. We appreciate it so much. On tonight's show, we will be talking NFL because that's what the Gridiron show is all about. We have Statman's Who's Hot, Who's Not, top 5, and there was some changes from last week in there. We have some breaking news and inside scoops from Motor City Ryan coming up. And we're going to take a look at the AFC and NFC standings. Where's all the teams at? Who's in right now? Who's out? Also, we're going to take a look at the NFC West is our spotlight division. And last but not least, we are going to play 10-play drive Statman against Motor City Ryan tonight. I got 3 new players. I'm excited for the show. Are you guys excited for this show?
Oh, absolutely.
yes, sir. Let's go.
I've been waiting all day.
Let's get started with the Gridiron Rundown by the one and only Motor City Ryan. What do you got for us tonight, buddy?
So for tonight, the latest breaking news that I want to touch on, and then I'm going to get to another one. But as of right now, the Miami Dolphins have fired their general manager, Chris Greer, today. They have mutually parted ways. So Dolphins are expected to be probably getting rid of Mike McDaniels as well. You know, I'm sure we've talked about that before on this show, but that's something the Dolphins are going to be in a little bit of a rebuilding phase for next year. And then the other news that I would like to share, some people may have seen it. It's been all over the internet. Aiden Hutchinson has signed in a contract extension. It's $180 million for 4 years and $141 million guaranteed for that contract. So that's big news for the Detroit Lions and Lions fans tuning in on Lions Nation.
Love it. Love it. Any other trade rumors, anything like that out there this week?
Well, I'm going to start with the injuries here. So for the Chiefs, Isaiah Pacheco is banged up right now. He is out with a knee MCL sprain. And then also over to the Jaguars. Travis Hunter, he is banged up with a knee injury as well, and he's been placed on injury reserve.
I did see
and
that.
Then, of course, we already know this one, Carson Wentz. He is also injured with that shoulder, and they are confirming that he is done for the season. So Carson Wentz not there. JJ McCarthy looks like he'll be running the team after all. And then also we have Joe Flacco. He is banged up also with a shoulder injury as well, and he is questionable. And then Jeffrey Simmons is out. He's questionable for the Tennessee Titans. Jeffrey Simmons, he is questionable with a hamstring injury right now. And then also Kyle Pitts for the Atlanta Falcons is down with that ankle injury. He is questionable. And for the Falcons as well, Drake London. He is also going to be out with a hip, and he is listed as questionable. And then over to the Jets. Ashton Davis. He has a quadricep injury, and he is listed as out for Sunday's game. And that is all I really have for the injury news. But I do have some trade news. And I'm going to start with the Eagles and the Jets. So the Eagles have acquired cornerback Michael Carter II and a 2027 seventh round pick, sending wide receiver John Mitchie III and a 2027 round pick to the Jets. So the Jets and Eagles have made a trade. That is confirmed. And then also Patriots and Steelers also made a trade. And the Patriots have traded for Kyle Duggar and a seventh round pick in the exchange for a Steelers sixth round pick in this year's draft. So that is another big trade right there. Kyle Duggar, he's a pretty good player, I think he's solid for any team and he's healthy, And then also, hold on, there we go. Somehow my screen went black, but also 49ers and Patriots. The 49ers traded for edge rusher Keon White, and they will also be sending a 2026 seventh round pick to the Patriots for a 2026 sixth round pick. So the 49ers got a player for 2 draft picks, and they also got a draft pick for that trade. And then I'll jump on over here to the trade rumors that we have buzzing around. So right now there is some trade rumors. Of course, we touched on this one last week, Max Crosby, but Al Davis has stated that he does not want to trade Max Crosby. But I've also heard floating around that if the price is right, the right buyer or the right suitor may trade for him. And then there's also news buzzing around over for the Browns. Myles Garrett is also Eagles would like to make a deal for Myles Garrett, but that deal, do not look for that deal to happen. I don't think it will happen. I do not see the Browns getting rid of Myles Garrett. Eagles would have to give up something pretty good in the mix there to get Myles Garrett. And then the other trade that I have is going to be, let's see, the Bengals as well. McKinney Jackson has requested a trade release after being a healthy guy in 6 games this season. So, he's played 6 games. He's requested to be traded. Also, Logan Wilson over there for Cincinnati has also requested to be traded. Their strong safety. So we'll just see what happens there. And that is pretty much it for the news I have tonight.
All right. Awesome job, Motor City Ryan. Thank you for bringing those inside scoops in. BD Butler says, let's pick up a max rusher. Let's put another shrimp on the Barbie. LOL. Statman, I'm going to go to you. Let's break down some of the stuff that Ryan was just shared with us. Starting with the injuries. I did see that the Hunter injury for Jacksonville, that's a pretty big one, significant for them.
Yeah, that is a big.
He's a good young talent. Good kid. He's got a good head on his shoulders. It's sad to see somebody with that much talent go down for the Jaguars. Definitely going to hurt him. Yeah, I mean, that's about all I got to say about him. He's came in and been a complete professional on and off the field, and feel bad for him that he's going on injured reserve. I think that's like 4 to 6 weeks, I want to say, if I'm correct.
I think
So
you are.
hopefully he gets back sooner than that.
And then again, too bad for Isaiah Pacheco, as I think he was just starting to get in a good rhythm after that other significant injury that he had. And to see him go out again, hopefully it's not anything for too long for him. But yeah, good news, Ryan. Thank you so much. Always bringing in the inside information. Appreciate it. Thank you all that are in here watching on this Halloween night. We appreciate you guys so much. Up next, we are going to talk about Statmans. Who's hot, who's not. I can't wait to bring this up because, Statman, you got some changes this week. Here it is. And the cold side, the Panthers Statman has the Panthers at number 1, the Dolphins number 2, Saints are sitting at number 3, which I believe is a new one, the Jets, and then the Titans at number 5. Over on the hot side, he has the Colts at number 1, the Lions sitting at number 2, the Chiefs at number 3, number 4, the Patriots, and number 5 will go to the Green Bay Packers. Statman, break it down for us, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, the Saints went down there. They're the worst team in the NFC. They belong on the bottom 5 with the rest of them. And then took out – pull up that list again, because can you pull it up on the screen so I can talk about it? So I took the Ravens off the bottom 5, if you notice that.
Yep.
They got a big win last night. Lamar Jackson looking healthier. I can't say he's 100%. And then obviously the Titans, bottom of the league. Jets just got a win, so I put them up. And the Dolphins, they had a win before last night, so I moved them up a little bit. And the Panthers sitting at the top of the bottom 5. Then on the other side, I got the Colts sitting at number 1 just because they just played this last week and they won handedly. Lions sitting at number 2. I still think that they're one of the top teams in the league, if not the best. Chiefs sitting at 3, and then I moved the Patriots up into the top 5. They've been killing it in the AFC East. They're leading that division over the Buffalo Bills. And I just think that they're deserving of it. I mean, Mike Vrabel came into that organization, turned it around first year already, 5-2. And then I hate it, but the Packers are the top of the NFC North right now, but so they're sitting at number 5.
I like it. I like the changes. The Panthers, I want to get your thoughts on them. Why did you put them up there in that?
Into the bottom 5? Because I think that they're one of the worst teams. They just got mud stomped by the Bills 40-9. And I just don't think that they're ready yet to be out of that bottom 5 category. I still think that they're the best bottom 5 team, but they're still a bottom feeder. So they're going to stay right where they're at.
Candace says hello. What's up, Candace? Happy Halloween.
And I also took the Cowboys out of the top 5. That's one team that you don't see in there anymore because they got stomped by the Denver Broncos, which are just sitting outside of my top 5 right now.
Motor City Ryan, your thoughts on Logan's top 5?
I think he pretty much nailed it. You know, I pretty much agree with most of his picks. There's maybe one that I might change, but that's about it. You know, the Colts, they have been playing well. You know, they kind of deserve that top spot. You know, nobody expected them to probably play as good as they did have been this year. And, you know, the Lions still on there in the Chiefs. And I like the addition of New England. You know, that's one thing that I like about that New England. Drake May, he's been kind of balling out for him this year. So I pretty much agree with what Statman has there.
Which one did you not agree with? I want to hear your opinion.
Can you pull up the list? it was over on the other side. I remember him, but I just, I don't have the photogenic memory. But the one I would disagree with would be probably the Panthers. I think the Panthers are better, a little bit better than what they've been playing. And that was the only team that I really disagreed. And I think the Panthers can be a better team than what they've been playing this year. So that's pretty much the only reason why I disagreed with that one. But
yeah, the only reason I put them in the bottom 5 just because of that poor performance against the Bills. The Bills have been barely scraping by on worse teams, and I just think the Panthers can play better. So I had to put them in the bottom 5 to kind of put them in check.
Yeah, I think now that that's been said, I do see and understand this is a thing that can change every week based on their last week's performance. Some of them though are probably going to stay the same. I don't see any changes going on from 3, 4, and 5 as far as the cold teams, the Saints, the Jets, the Titans. They're all in trouble, and the Dolphins. Really, I mean,
Dolphins
they're
still
all in
have
trouble.
Dolphins don't have a GM right now, and they don't have a head coach after the end of this year for sure.
Yeah, they're going to let him ride out the rest of the seasons from what I read.
And keeps him. If the new GM is dumb and keeps him, I hope that's not the case. But the Dolphins, they have to rebuild. They have to do something now. This is turning into a same thing with the Jets. I don't know what the Jets are going to do. Aaron Glenn's probably going to be on the hot seat as well. So even though he just got them.
Go ahead,
and I got
man.
one point to make. The Dolphins and the Saints both had a chance at Dan Campbell, and they both blew it. So fuck you both.
Yep.
You're right at the bottom where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm glad the Lions got Dan Campbell, but Dan Campbell, he was part of the Saints coaching staff one time. I think he was like a linebacker or a defensive coordinator for them at one time.
Yeah, that's why Statman said that, because he had an opportunity to head coach there and on the Dolphins.
Yeah, but he took the right team.
He took over as an interim coach for the Dolphins, turned him around at the end of the season, and then they fired him. They just let him go.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're gonna those 3 teams: the Saints, the Dolphins, the Jets, the Saints, the Titans. Those are the teams that are going to have a lot of work to do in the offseason to get back to some kind of form. And I'll touch on your hot list real quick. I think you really nailed it. I don't like seeing the Packers up there, but I think you have to. The Colts are really dominant. I mean, they're going to be number 1. Detroit's right there with them, though, honestly. The Chiefs are starting to show their Chiefs life, I guess, if you want to put it that way. They're starting to be who we thought they were going to be. And the Patriots, I think, are the biggest surprise because they actually look really good. And if anything, I think Seattle might be right there on the edge of that top 5 too. Possibly just based on how they've been playing, how Sam Darnold's playing over there in Seattle.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Speaking of that, the next thing that we want to do is talk about the NFC West. That's our division spotlight for tonight. But before we do that, Statman, if you're watching this show and you are, like, well, man, how can I just make sure I never, ever miss one of these guys' episodes? What should they do?
Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn your notifications on so you get get notified every time we go live. And then make sure you're sharing it to your friends, your family, anybody that might like football, not even necessarily the Lions. We talk about everything. You just like a good old show where we just shoot the shit on here, hop on, watch us. But yeah, subscribe. That like button, it helps out a lot, especially with the algorithm of YouTube and getting us more out there. So we appreciate everybody that's been watching, anybody that's shared, anybody that's liked. And if you ever want to hop on the show, we're more than welcome to bring you on. We love having guests, and this 10-play drive that we're doing, this trivia game, we need some guests on here to play against the hosts here. So if you're willing to hop on, message either one of us on Facebook Messenger. Join our Facebook group as well. That's growing as we're getting a lot more members in there too. So make sure you check us out and message us if you want to hop on.
Yeah, thank you, Statman. That is still to come. The 10-play drive. This will be the third time we have played this game, and it's been a blast so far. That's what's part of this podcast is all about. We're just normal guys, just having a great time, hanging out and talking football, and you're more than welcome to be a part of that. Dar is in the house. Says, "What's up? Happy Halloween." What's up, Dar?
Happy Halloween.
Dar says Chiefs haven't beat anyone besides a beat up Lions team, and all but one has been home games. True. That's true. If you look at it that way, definitely true.
Yep. And the thing about the Chiefs this year, they don't have that defensive presence that they had. It's a little bit different team for that front line. The front 4 or 3 defensive linemen they have.
Yeah.
Let's take a look, guys, at the NFC West. We have the 49ers, the Cardinals, the Rams,
garbage,
and the Seahawks.
49ers are the best team on there. Come on.
You got the 49ers right now at 5-3. They're sitting third. The Cardinals are 2-5, sitting fourth. The Rams right now are 5-2 at second, and the Seahawks are 5-2 at first, pretty much tied, I believe. I don't know if there's a tiebreaker in there. The Statman, looking at the NFC West, I'm going to start with you first. Biggest surprise right now for you for the NFC West?
Biggest surprise, you got 3 NFC West teams with 5 wins. They're all basically right there neck and neck, and you could honestly see 3 NFC West teams in the playoffs. That's the surprise to me. They all have good teams. I think the Rams slightly have a better overall team than the other 2. But, we're only, 8 weeks through the season. We still got 9 weeks to go, so we'll see how it shakes out. But the NFC West looks pretty crazy right now.
Yeah, Dar says the NFC West Rams will take it. And then he said 49ers suck.
That's my second favorite team, man.
Yep, me too.
49ers are awesome. Yeah, looking at the NFC West right now, I would say seeing Seattle up there this year, they've been playing pretty well. And I think that's a little bit of a surprise up there, right now. But people expected the Rams and the 49ers to be in it. But I would say the Seahawks might be the little bit of surprise team to watch out for, possibly.
Yeah, you got a valid point.
Yeah, I like that. I think what they're doing over there in Seattle with Sam Darnold has been great. I'm pretty sure that we've seen a little bit better play from Kenneth Walker over there too. Their defense is still pretty reliable. It's going to come down to Seattle and the Rams, but I do agree with Dar. I think the Rams are the better team in that division. The 49ers are a little bit surprising to me. I thought they were going to be on top of this division, coming into this year, but with injuries and I don't know what else to say for the 49ers. Brock Purdy got injured. I know.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's definitely not the same team that we've seen last year from the 49ers, but they're still kind of hanging in there, I guess. The Cardinals, I don't know. What can you say about the Cardinals?
Shaky.
So what do the Cardinals
money on?
Statman, in your opinion, you're looking at the Cardinals right now. What's going on there in Arizona that's causing this to happen?
Well, I'm going to say this. All the experts said it about Kyler Murray when he came out of the college. He's too short. He can't see over the offensive lineman. And it sucks for him because that's just the way he's made and that's the way he's born. He can throw the ball really well. But sustainability in the NFL, I just don't see it out of Kyler Murray, being able to keep scrambling out of the pocket to be able to see downfield. I think they got a lot of problems there, and I think the largest problem is coaching.
Yeah.
Their coach is, I don't know, they went from Cliff Kingsbury to this other guy, Gannon or whatever the hell his name is, and it ain't much better. I don't know what their organization's doing, but they need to change something because it ain't working.
I agree. I think that another thing too is with the troubles that Kyler Murray has, they have a really good weapon on that team with Marvin Harrison Jr. And even even when they're both on the field not hurt, he doesn't get the ball. And I think that's a big problem. You got to get your star players the ball. That's how you win football games. And he doesn't seem to have the connection with Marvin Harrison Jr. And I think that's public too. It's been said they were supposed to be working on it, but it's just not there for them. I think some coaching changes, maybe a quarterback change for Arizona could be the key. Dar says, how do you think Minnesota feels with Darnold and Danny Dimes tearing it up? They were both on the Vikings last season.
Yeah, it's pretty shameful of the Vikings to let them guys go. You seen what Carson Wentz could do. They could have had either one of those guys as a backup. I think Darnold wanted the starting position, and Darnold is at where he's supposed to be. Seattle Seahawks, the record speaks for itself and how that team's turned around. And then I want to touch back up on the Cardinals. Harrison Jr. isn't the only target. They got Trey McBride. They had James Conner, but obviously he's hurt now. They got some weapons on offense, and they thought drafting Marvin Harrison Jr. was going to help Kyler Murray out, and it hasn't done what they thought it would. I don't know.
Yeah,
What is
I
your
agree
thought,
with you.
Brian? What is your thoughts on the Cardinals?
I think the Cardinals, they're a shaky team right now. I don't think they have the chemistry to compete with the Rams, Seahawks, and 49ers right now. And Kyler Murray, yeah, it's his size, but Bryce Young, look at Bryce Young. They're the same size. They're both probably 6 foot. I think they're both 6 foot, 5'11", 6 foot, something like that. But Bryce Young's another short quarterback over for the Panthers. But back to the Cardinals, it's just a struggling team right now, for Arizona. And
Yeah,
with the injuries, it doesn't help. James Conner is huge.
Kyler Murray is 5'10".
Yeah, I think they're giving him an inch there. I honestly think he's more like 5'9". Maybe he's 5'10" with cleats on. The dude looks like a child out there playing with grown men. You look at him next to his offensive line, it's insane.
Yeah.
I think it stems. I think Arizona's problems stem from, but you got to look at it as a whole thing. And I'm surprised they're not in your top 5, to be honest with you. But they're struggling, but they're not as bad as some of the other teams out there. But it's like one of those things where there could have been potential, but they're just not hitting it over there in Arizona.
Yeah, the chemistry ain't there. They got a new coach. Their quarterback is injured. So they're trying to scheme things and make adjustments. It's a completely different system, and it's just it's not really working out the way they probably wanted it to. But I mean, that can happen with any team in the NFL. But
Dar says, I don't think he is over 5'6".
I was close. I knew it. I thought he was around 5'11" or 6 foot, but I think Bryce Young's 5'11", 6 foot, something like that. But
the next topic that we are going to do is something we're going to do every week to try to keep an eye on. What's that playoff picture looking like?
You didn't want to talk about the Rams? We're just not going to talk about them at all?
Sorry, Statman. Yes, let's talk about the Rams.
Tell you what, the Rams are scary. Devontae Adams added onto that team with Puka Nacua, Tyler Higbee, the running backs, Kyron Williams, Blake Corum. That team looks real nasty, and their defense backs it up too. They're playing really well. So I'd see the Rams making a run in the playoffs. Watch out for Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford is just gunning it almost every week. Like that guy back injury problems or not, that guy can still throw the ball. There's no doubt about that. The Rams
But
are a good team.
he's killing it for you on your fantasy team.
He is. Him and Devontae.
You're welcome.
It's crazy too. Is even with Nakua in, Devontae, he still gets the ball to Devontae Adams. Those two weapons for Stafford is huge for the Rams, really. And how about their defense playing well too? That you can't say anything bad about that.
Ryan, what's your thoughts on the Rams?
Yeah, I think the Rams, they're solid on both sides of the ball, and they come to play. They're playing just as good as the Lions right now. We have the same record as them. And yeah, I mean, Stafford is on a roll, and that's it can be scary when he has those kind of weapons and he gets heated up. So I think the Rams can, they're definitely going to be at the top probably of this division. And then, like I said, watch out for the Seahawks. But I kind of want to say the 49ers are going to come in second in this division.
Ooh.
But I think the Rams are a good team. I got them going number one in it. So
that's pretty bold. You think the 49ers are going to overtake the Seahawks or the Rams? I honestly think it's going to come down between the Rams and the Seahawks in that division right now. As of right now, as we said,
we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Once Purdy comes back and he's healthy, 49ers will look a little bit different than what they do with Matt Jones. But
although Christian McCaffrey has looked pretty good the last couple of weeks running the ball, if I remember correctly.
And I didn't talk about this, way off topic of what we're discussing right now. But did you hear the Egyptian monsters on his way back out to the practice field as early as next week for the Lions?
Whoa.
Hassan? I think that's how you say his name. Hassaning? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I still haven't learned it yet, but the dude was a freak in training camp and in preseason. He got hurt. But he's going to be a great addition to our edge.
That is huge news. I did not hear that yet.
No, I did not neither. So shout out to Statman.
I don't know. It was on my mind, and I know we were talking about the Rams, but if I didn't say it now, I'd forget about it, and then we just keep going on with the show without even discussing it. So I had to throw that out there.
Yep.
Awesome job, Statman. Thank you for sharing that information.
Yeah.
Greatness. That's the insider's job, but fortunately he dropped the ball.
No, I didn't drop the ball. I literally seen it right before we got on the show. There was a
talking
post
about Ryan.
Oh, I know. He didn't drop the ball on it though. It was literally like very recent news.
I'm
just giving him a hard time.
We want to hear the big news.
And we're all team anyway. We're all team anyway.
Let's do it, guys. Let's jump into the division standings. We have the NFC and the AFC. Let's take a look at it as of right now. Here it is. AFC standings, you have the Colts at number 1, 7-1. The Patriots sit at 2, 6-2. The Broncos at 3 at 6-2. The Steelers are number 4 at 4-3, and the Bills are 5 at 5-2. Chargers 6, 5-3. The Chiefs 5-3 at 7. In the hunt in the AFC, you have the Jaguars at 4-3 and the Texans at 3-4. Statman, we're going to start at the AFC. Your thoughts right now?
I think it's insane that the Houston Texans are still in the hunt. It's crazy to me. They've been so up and down this season. Like they look really good, and then they look like shit. Kind of like the Panthers on the other side. I don't know. I think the Colts are sitting at number 1, right where they're supposed to be, and it's kind of nice to see the Broncos above the Chiefs in the AFC West.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the AFC standings, I think the surprises are probably the Colts and the Patriots. Really,
I mean, and the Broncos.
No one expected to see Colts. You get Danny Dimes over there, and you're like, oh God, here we go. But we're getting to see what Danny Dimes is all about over there with the Colts, whether you have a good running game and a good team. We got some comments. Let's see. P Dubs is in the house, says, "What's up, guys? What's up,
What's
P
up,
Dubs?"
P-Dub?
And Dar says, "Who do you see moving a big trade before the deadline on Tuesday, making a big trade before the deadline on Tuesday?"
I'm going to tell you right now, Dan Campbell's hiding something in his interviews. He said that Brad Holmes only comes to him with guys that he's thinking about would fit his scheme and everything else. And he said Brad Holmes hasn't said anything, but then later on in the interview today, he said Brad has come to me with a couple guys. So there might be something in the mix there. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and find out. But I think the Lions might make a move that we're not expecting.
Anybody else that you guys feel might make a move?
I would not be surprised with Miami making a move or Atlanta.
Miami, I could see. I mean, they're such bad shape right now. They would probably want to do something that involves some kind of draft picks, maybe to help build that team up, because they got to be in a rebuild now, especially if you get rid of their coach. It's going to be full rebuild over there in Miami. Plus, Tyreek Hill's probably done now. I can't imagine him coming back and playing again in Miami.
I think Jalen Waddle is good trade bait, and so is Devin Achane. I think either one of them could get traded.
Perry says Kamara is getting traded for the Saints. Dar says, I think Dolphins make a move at quarterback. I agree with that. I think if anything, Tua is done. He's not very good. I don't think I've ever thought he was very good. Maybe that's one of the keys over there in Miami is to try to acquire a quarterback.
Yeah, and also, Jalen Phillips, they could possibly even trade him, So between those three guys, Hill, Tua, and Phillips, maybe they could get some draft picks. Maybe they could bring in a star player from another team. Trey Hendrickson. There's a number of guys right now, Logan, that are wanting to be traded or, stuff like that they could pick up this offseason.
Well, I think they're in a dumpster fire right now, Miami, and I think they're just going to start unloading people for draft picks to try rebuilding this team because the new GM, they're going to want to start over. They're not going to want to have Tua Tagovailoa as quarterback. They're not going to want to have Jalen Waddle that's overpaid. They don't want to have – they might be able to keep Achane, but Jalen Phillips is taking up a lot of money. They got a couple other guys on the defensive side of the ball that are taking up quite a bit of money, so – you could see some crazy moves before trade deadline where Miami's just dumping off players to try to go for the number one pick.
And if you look at things, a lot of teams, when they get a new coach and stuff like that, they usually have to do a full season normally before they can really start to do things their way. Look at Dan Campbell in Detroit. Aaron Glenn's going to be the same way, I think, with the Jets. I think this offseason he'll be able to do a little more with them, get some more stuff that he wants going on in there, and then go from there. But I think that's going to be.
If you remember Dan Campbell, he cleaned house. Traded Stafford, started with a fresh new quarterback, got some other pieces in the draft. They ended up being starters right away. When you get a new GM like Brad Holmes, like a guy like Brad Holmes, they can find somebody like that and they actually give control over to him and Stephen Ross doesn't just take it over. I think that's the problem with a lot of these teams is the owners overstep. It was the problem for the Lions for years with Henry Ford overstepping everything, Martha Ford overstepping everything. Now Sheila Hampton Ford goes, hey, here, Brad, this is your team. Whatever you need to do whatever. I want a winning team. And Jerry Jones is another example of that. He oversteps his boundaries. He's the GM, the president, and the owner. Give a couple guys those jobs and sit back, eat your fucking buffalo wings or whatever the fuck you eat over there in Dallas and let the people fucking do their job and create you a winning team.
Perry says, wait, you think they keep Tyreek Hill over Waddle? No way.
No, I think Tyreek Hill's done too at the end of the year. I think all of
I
them are
think
done.
Tyreek Hill might be done.
Yeah, there's
Maybe.
three. There's the three package right there. Your big three. See what you can get for it. Draft, and maybe a star.
And if Tyreek comes back, I see him going to a team like the Ravens or the Chiefs. They like old washed up receivers like DeAndre Hopkins, went to the Chiefs and then to the Ravens. For some reason, they like them old receivers. So it wouldn't be surprising if Tyreek Hill reunites with Patrick Mahomes next year, if he's healthy enough to play.
It's crazy you said that because that thought just crossed my mind too. It would be insane.
You heard it here first.
To see that happen.
Oh, also the Saints. The Saints like to pick up receivers like Tyreek Hill. So that could be a landing spot maybe too.
Dar says he thinks that Tyreek Hill is going to retire as well. You never know, but I could see it happening is the only thing.
I think he's got too many kids that he's got to pay child support to. So I don't see him quitting. If he can play, he's going to suit up and play because he wants that money to pay for all them kids' clothes and their schooling and everything else they need.
Well, let's take a look back up here and take a look at the NFC standings. We have the Packers 7-1-1 at number 1. We have the Eagles at number 2 at 6-2. The Bucks at number 3 at 6-2. Seahawks are 4 at 5-2. The Lions are at 5 at 5-2. Rams 5-2 at 6. And 7 is the 49ers at 5-3. And in the hunt, you have the Bears at 4-3 and the Panthers at 4-4. Statman, go to you first. NFC standings.
There's a garbage number 1 team, the Packers. FTP. Everybody that's a Lions fan knows what that means. The Lions will eventually take over that spot for the Packers in the NFC North. See that happening very soon. And then, just like on the other side, I'm surprised the Panthers are still in the hunt at 4-4. But one big surprise for me. Pull those rankings up again because I lost it already. One big surprise here is the Seahawks. Sam Darnold, we talked about it, discussing the NFC West. Sam Darnold's went over into Seattle. He's turned that team around right away. Jackson Smith and Jigba, man. I tell you what, that dude is a baller. If the Seahawks didn't have him, I don't know if they'd be as good, but they're playing well. And if they get Kenneth Walker to play like he did in his rookie season, that team's going to be hot.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker had a couple games where he's up and down, but it's crazy to me how close the NFC standings really are. If you look at, there's a lot of teams with the same record. As of right now, it's anybody's ball game right now. Even the Bears at 4-3 are still alive right now. I didn't go any farther than 9, obviously, because you don't. But Panthers being at 4-4, they're still alive too. I mean, everybody's really close over in the NFC side, so it's gonna be fun to see how this develops over the course of the season and what changes might pop up in there. But honestly, looking at it, I think it's pretty much the only one. Maybe the Bucks. I could see the Bucks maybe falling a little bit over there in the NFC. I don't know. I feel like they're not as strong as they were. But other than that, I think you're going to see pretty much maybe a change with the 49ers too, depending on how they keep going.
The Bucks aren't falling.
I think they will.
They got that division wrapped up. There isn't any competition in that division. The Panthers are not going to be able to outlast the Buccaneers in that division. They're probably the closest, other than the Falcons. I mean, you got Penix with the injury shit, and then Kirk Cousins playing like crap. Seems like he's washed up. He's probably going to retire at the end of the year. And then you got the Saints. Right now, hate to say it, P-Dub, but they're the Aints. I mean, it's just what it is right now. Kellen Moore is having a rough time as the first-year head coach. The guy's got a brilliant mind, but they're going to have to start looking at spots like trading Kamara. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, Kamara is going to be with another team by the end of this year, possibly, maybe in the next year. They're going to have to do some work. They got a lot of work to do.
I need to jump in here real quick and just I need to make sure that I was not thinking at all about who else is in their division when I said that. So just to be clear, I was just looking at the stats of the top teams in the NFC right now, and if I felt like the Bucks would remain one of those top teams, I don't know. But if they stay above the division, obviously they're going to be in.
Well, yeah, I mean, are you saying like positioning in the playoffs?
Yes,
they're going to drop down to like 4 because the top.
Yeah, I don't
top
think
4
they're going to
teams
stay.
Top 4 teams are always division winners. So
I don't think that my thought without thinking like that was that I don't think they would remain a top 3 team. I think they're kind of falling off a little bit, but I don't. Now that you guys have mentioned their division, they're going to be in probably because there's no competition in that division for them.
Yeah, they're going to be a top 4 team in the playoffs. Whether they drop like down to the 4th best division winner, I could see that happening because there's going to be better division winners. You got the Eagles, more than likely is going to wrap up the NFC East. I thought maybe the Giants would give them a little bit of competition, or the Cowboys, but the Cowboys, I mean, they looked rough last week against the Broncos. It's pretty bad to watch. And then you got the NFC North, obviously. You're either going to have Green Bay or you're going to have Detroit, and I'm thinking it's going to be Detroit because we're just going to outlast them. And then you got the NFC West. You got Seattle Rams, 49ers. What team is that going to be? All those division winners are going to be better than the Buccaneers, I think. So I see what you're saying about their rankings going to drop in the playoffs, but they're still going to make it because NFC South is garbage.
Yeah, I think, what is that? The only hope they would have in that division for anything would probably be the Panthers, correct? Am I correct on that?
Possibly.
I'm talking as far as the division goes, the only competition would be the Panthers at this point.
If Penix can stay healthy and the Falcons start playing a little bit better, I could see them making a push. But right now, yeah, it's the Panthers, and that's tough to say. I mean, I don't even know how much competition they are right now after getting destroyed by the Buffalo Bills 40-9.
To catch up here, Dar says that Tampa defense will keep them from falling, and they are in a shit division. P-Dubs says the Aints have won a Super Bowl. It makes me sad they are where they are at. So bad.
I feel for you, man. I mean, we were all with the 0-16 Lions team, first 0-16 team in the NFL ever. So, yeah, I feel you, man. They'll turn it around, though. I have faith in Kellen Moore. He's a good coach. So I see good things coming for the Saints in the next couple of years.
Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes is just a few seasons to get things situated. And we might see a whole nother team over there in New Orleans. Ryan, we didn't really get to you much on this NFC standings. What are your thoughts?
Well, I agree with these standings right now the way they are, but the team that I see that's not going to get in with the way that Green Bay and Detroit are playing right now is the Chicago Bears. I see them falling a little bit in this one. So I see because if the Lions and Packers get in, I don't think the Bears are going to be able to squeeze in there too. So, Lions and Packers are going to take our division. So, as of right now is how it's looking. I think the Bears are the team to watch out for. It's probably not going to be in it.
Look, I mean, you got to think about it as there's only so many spots available. Even if the Bears somehow got into second, and I'm obviously saying the Lions are going to win a division again. that there's still so many other top teams that NFC North might only have one team in the division winner
Exactly.
in the playoffs. So yeah, it'll be tough for the Bears to squeeze in. I don't think they're good enough to make the playoffs, to be honest. This
No,
year,
not
one thing to mention before we get on to the next part, we've had some crazy years sometimes where we have a team with a losing record in the playoffs. We don't see that at all right now. Right now, it looks like the Rams and Seahawks are the only division that have and the 49ers. So there's three teams right there in the same division that are in the playoffs right now. If it started today.
I
Yep.
think it's the only division right now that has 3 teams.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
think you're
So
right.
that's just an example of one division has 3 top teams in it. They're taking 3 spots in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for even the Panthers. I don't, if you're looking at the bottom there where they're in that hunt,
Hey, buddy.
Bears and Panthers, I don't think they're going to even get in. I think it's going to stay somewhat around where it is now. There's going to be some teams moving up and down, of course, between now and January, but I think it's going to stay pretty level with the way things have been going up to this point. But I could be wrong. Things could change.
Yeah, the only way I see the Bears possibly being a 3rd team out of our division making it into the playoffs. Oh,
Real quick, Statman. My little guy just got back from trick or treating and wants to say hi to everybody.
Go
what's
Lions!
that? Go Lions!
Yeah.
Go Lions!
Did you finally get some candy because your dad forgot?
Hopefully, Dad doesn't take too much.
Yeah, I know. Now he's going to eat your candy.
Okay.
He didn't get him any. Now he's going to eat his candy too.
Sorry, guys. He came in and wanted to say hi to everybody. He's been wanting
Hey,
to
that's
come
all
on
right.
and say hi for a
I
while.
like the young fans. But what I was saying was the only way I see the Bears possibly making it as a 3rd team, I think the Vikings are the worst team in our division. I think they're going to be the worst team in the division by the end of the year as well. The only way I see the Bears winning is if teams like the NFC West, they keep beating each other up and adding losses to each other, and somehow the Bears sneak above them. That's the only way I see that happening.
That's what makes it tough when you have one division that's dominating with more than one team, because then they're taking up so many slots that's not going to leave a lot of room for anybody else unless they start beating those other teams. You know what I mean? Like, is it possible the Bears squeeze in? Maybe. I just don't think the Bears are good enough anyway. I don't think they can withstand the rate of play that you got to have to be in the playoff contention.
Absolutely.
But they're in there for right now. And we'll see next week. That's something we're going to touch on every week. We'll see who goes up, who goes down, and everything in between. Guys, there's one more thing to do tonight. Oh, wait.
Oh, no.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Perry says, oh, good question. Who do you all think will be the first 0-17 team?
I think there'll be 2, Dolphins and Jets.
Well, right now, every team has a win, correct?
Yep. Yeah, I believe so.
So it ain't happening this year. Shit. That's a tough question. I'm gonna have to fuck. It's so tough to go winless through an entire season.
We seen it last week. We saw it for our very own eyes. 2 teams that we would have never thought in a million years were going to win a game this year. Won a game. So any given week, any given Sunday.
Yeah, the hardest part about going winless is they're all professionals. They should all be playing at a professional level, at the highest level they can play, and compete to win. I didn't think the Lions were ever going to do it. Let's see. Out of every team, shit. I'd have to go the same thing, Jets or Dolphins. I mean, those are the only two teams that I could see that could possibly go a whole season, 17 games without winning. But I think it's more the Dolphins than the Jets because I think Aaron Glenn has got some confidence in his team now, and that changes a lot.
I have things I want to say on that, but Perry says Caleb Williams is not able. He's not him. Guy is not very good against decent defenses. Correct. That's kind of what I was saying with the Bears. Dar says Dolphins or Saints have my pick. Perry says I hate you, Dar. I want to touch on that too, and I think if anything. And I like the way that you brought that up, Statman, because the Jets have Aaron Glenn over there. They're trying to establish something. Miami is about to lose their head coach. They're about to get a new GM, probably a new quarterback. Like that team is going to need a lot of help in order to start getting good again, in my opinion. So I'm going to have to go with Miami too. If anybody goes 0-17, even next season, it's probably going to be the Dolphins unless some kind of miraculous thing happens over there. They're in trouble. Miami's in trouble.
I think that's the division we need to talk about next week because I got something I want to ask on the show. Do the AFC East.
Next week is going to be an AFC.
Browns are
AFC is
questionable
next
too.
week. What'd you say, Ryan?
Oh, you could even throw the Browns in there. Browns are questionable too. You know, they got star power there, but you know they're another shaky team. You know, for the Browns.
Problem with the Browns, though, you can't count them out. Is they got a solid defense.
You can't because of the star power, but you know, from their past history and way their record shows, you know, one outweighs the other. Kind of, you know, you got the star power going up, but the record to show for it is not showing. You know. So
I just don't see him going winless with how good that defense is. As long as Jim Schwartz is there coaching that defense,
as long as
defense
Miles
wins
goes.
games. Yeah.
Yep. And then Aaron Glenn, he might be on the hot seat too. So, you know, we don't know if Aaron Glenn, he could be potentially removed and he just got there, you know. So that is something to think about too for the Jets.
Well, I got to stop you real quick on that one. I think it's going to take a little more time for Aaron Glenn with the Jets. I think they have some talent over there. I just think that Aaron Glenn has to get his own thing going for the Jets and they'll be successful. I don't think Aaron Glenn's not. I don't think he's gone yet. They're going to have to give him more time over there.
Well, I was going to say the same thing. They need to have the same mentality that Sheila Hampton Ford did with Dan Campbell. I mean, his first season was rough as hell. Everybody wanted Dan Campbell's head after the first season. Oh, we got the worst coach, blah, blah, blah. Everybody fucking talking shit. All these bandwagon fans saying Goff is washed up. That's why the Rams got rid of him. And Stafford won the Super Bowl. So everybody was like, burn the fucking house down. Let's fucking go. I think Aaron Glenn has the right mentality. I think he's got the right coaches around him. I think it's going to take him another year or two. That team's going to be – they're going to be something. Give him a couple years, and Aaron Glenn will turn that around. I promise you that.
100%. If you look at – you were talking about – real quick, if you're talking about what happened in Detroit, I think there's quite a few teams that should take what the Lions did, and they would be successful. I think what the Lions were able to do, as soon as everything clicked for Detroit, off to the races. Like 180, total 180 team now from what they used to be. And if other teams like the Dolphins can follow that, rebuild everything, throw everything out that you knew, start over, start from scratch.
And that's the problem with Miami right now is Mike McDaniel's been there for a while and hasn't gotten any improvement. You have 4 or 5 years and you haven't made the damn playoffs yet. Like, what the fuck's going on, buddy? Is it the players or is it you can't coach the players to fucking win? And that's
I
where I
have-
think they're at.
I've never thought that he was a good coach ever. Since I first saw one of his first press conference, I was like, "Who is this dude?" And he's proving it right now.
He's a good offensive mind. I think he's a better coordinator than he is a head coach.
And some are built to just be coordinators, and some are not built to be head coaches. You have to have a certain mentality about you, and I don't think he has it, and they got to fix that. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for the 10-play drive? Friday
I
night
sure
edition.
am.
Friday night edition, 10-play drive. How it works. This is our new game that we play on the podcast. I got to break it down for those of you that are new. There's 3 rounds. Each round has a different mystery player that my panel will have to try to guess. I have 10 clues ready to go. The clues go from hardest to easiest. Clues 1 through 3 are 7 points, a touchdown. Clues 4 through 6 are 3 points. And clues 7 through 10, you know what it is. You barely scored, you get a point. After the 3 rounds, the person with the most points wins the game. Statman so far is our reigning champion in the 10-play drive. He's won every time we played in pretty much dominating fashion.
We need to keep track of the points, so we just add to the points or whatever.
I
And
would
we-
like to add, Statman added this earlier, but I will be posting something on the Facebook page soon to try to get some contestants in here to take on my panel of guys.
Hey, and I think it would be a good idea if you get a wrong guess, then you get a minus point.
Ooh.
What do you think? I mean, I think it levels the playing field because I've had a lot of bad
Safe.
guesses.
We
A
can call
safety.
it a safety.
A safety, 2 points. If you miss it,
Minus
it's minus 2 points. Perfect idea. Perfect idea.
Yep.
Who's ready for? I will add that into the official rules for the next round. We're going to do it normal today, just because then I'll add it in. Okay?
All right.
Player number 1. Clue number 1. Remember, no guesses until the timer starts. You have a 10-second timer. Once that timer ends, you cannot guess. Clue number 1, played college football at Fresno State.
9, 8,
Statman.
7,
Derek Carr.
Wrong.
6, 5,
No, it's
Four.
not Derek.
3,
Right.
2,
Statman.
Ryan.
Oh.
You only get one shot.
Damn it. All right. Go ahead, Ryan.
David Carr.
Wrong.
1.
That's who I
Time
was
is up.
meaning to say.
Time is up. We move on to the next
Fresno State.
clue.
Fresno State.
Attended the same college as QB Derek Carr for a time.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
That'd
5,
be Houston.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Time's up. No more guesses. Next clue. Entered the NFL in the 2014 draft.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
Statman.
3,
Statman.
Devontae Adams.
That is it. Devontae Adams is correct.
Good job. Good job.
Statman. That was the last. No, that was a 3-point. No, wait.
That was a 7-point. That was within the
Yeah,
first
that was
3.
the last 7-point
We both
question.
had a safety. We both had a safety, though.
That's
we
not
both
till
got-
next time, Ryan. We're going to implement
Yeah,
that.
he's doing it on the next round.
I got you. Okay.
I know.
The
Otherwise, I
Statman
don't
leads
get
the way after round 1. The answer was Devontae Adams, and Statman, you scored 7 points. You were able to get a touchdown. Next player. Are you guys ready for round 2?
Let's go.
Played college ball at Clemson.
10, 9, 8,
Ryan.
6,
Ryan.
Trevor Lawrence.
Wrong.
Statman.
Statman.
Etienne.
No.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hmm.
Round clue number
Clemson.
1
No.
is over.
Clemson.
Clue number 2 was a smaller, shifty slot receiver in college, highly effective on short area
Okay.
routes.
9, 8, 7,
Shit, I know this guy.
5, 4, 3,
Why can't I think of his
2,
name?
1.
I have him.
Time.
I have him
Time.
on the tip of my fucking tongue right now.
I can't think of him, man. I can't.
Oh, I got it. I know it.
Clue number 3 caught a now famous tap-toe catch in a national championship game.
10,
Batman.
9,
Statman.
Hunter Renfro.
Correct. It is Hunter Renfro. Statman.
I had his name on the tip of my tongue, and I couldn't think of it, and I finally got it.
That is 14 points for the Statman today. Ryan, unfortunately, even if you win the next round, unless Statman somehow gets a safety about 3 of them, you will still lose. But
Maybe 4. He needs about 4.
we'll talk about it after the show, but I wanted to ask you guys anyway if there's any adjustments that need to be made before we go real live with this, any more rounds or anything like that. But either way, there was something else too. Now I can't think of what the hell I was going to say, but next player, last round, round 3. Played college football at Iowa.
10, 9, 8,
Mm.
Ryan.
Ryan.
TJ Hawkinson.
That's it.
That's what my guess was going to be, or
Damn.
Jack Campbell. I was thinking Jack Campbell or TJ. Hell yeah.
Man.
Good shit, Ryan.
I was so close, I couldn't think of the guy's name on the other one, and then I was like, shoot.
Iowa's TEU, man. I was going to go down the list of tight ends out of there.
Yeah, there's a
No,
lot.
that
but I
one
was
to
like,
me,
it's gotta be Hawkinson.
when I brought
he was
that one
the
up, I was
favorite.
like, they're either going to get this right away or not. Like it was one of those ones.
Well, the
but
first thing we're going to think is Lions players with you, motherfucker.
I'm not. I'm generating these. These
We
are
need
randomly
Ryan to
generated.
Man.
Randomly generated?
Yeah, I don't know until I make them who's going to be the players. I don't pick them anymore. The only time I did that was the very first time.
So you ask your AI, Chat GPT, to pick out 3 NFL players?
Yep.
That's crazy. Yeah, because Hunter Renfro was like way out there. I was not expecting you were going to pick somebody like that.
Yeah,
sometimes I couldn't have got
sometimes
that.
I put the players in depending on, but it's easier if I just have it randomly done because then I could sit here and pick the same players and you guys would probably know who they are every time.
There's
easy.
got to be comments that came in on that. I want to hear everybody. No?
There wasn't.
Wow. Nobody wanted to comment on their answers?
What's up?
Good.
Well,
That's
if you
it,
don't
guys.
want to
That was
comment on
it.
the answer,
That's the
Go.
10 play drive. That's how that works. That's what we want to bring to you guys, the people, and have some fun. I love it. I'm having a lot of fun. Statman right now. Pretty dominant, even though Ryan just balled out with that last round, but I think Statman kind of had it too right there.
I went like this as soon as you said Iowa, and I was like, it's got to be Hawkinson. And he said Ryan. I was like, yeah, it's Hawkinson.
the last, the last show we did this, I couldn't get any of them. I got goose egged, and then the show before that, I think a touchdown. So
yeah, we're fucking
averaging a touchdown. Statman's been averaging 21 to 14 points right now. Probably 14, I'd say is his average.
Yeah, right around there.
All right, guys, that is it. Guess what? We are back tomorrow for our pregame show for the Lions. Vikings coming into town, so we'll be back tomorrow night live for that. I, unfortunately, will probably miss this game, but I will still be here for you guys.
Because he lives in Green Bay.
No,
So unfortunately,
Yeah. Unfortunately, he lives in the Packers country.
Which is Michigan, which is weird. But on that note, for myself, the Soul Man, the Stat Man, and Motor City Ryan, this has been We Are Lions Nation podcast. And before we get off here, Amy says, have a great birthday, Stat Man.
Thank you, Ma.
On that note, we are out.
Peace.